doing some negotiation, and the school that he's at now up their price. So I don't know if he's coming or not. But
Morehouse
he's
State,
a
Northern Minnesota State. I got questions for real,
well, yeah, Montana State Northern. But one of the things is this guy is a disciple of June Jones, who is the father of the run and shoot. So who better than if that's what you want to do? If you want to be a run and shoot spread type team, who better than to get as an offensive coordinator than the guy that he learned it from? You know what I mean? So June Jones, at one time that run and shoot couldn't be stopped. Everybody was trying to figure it out, but it's morphed over the years into the spread offense, but now it's some RPOs into it. But if Coach Bassard do decide to come, he learned this from June Jones. So who better to teach it than somebody who learned it from the founder father of the run and shoot?
So, this has kind of caught me off guard. So, does Morehouse have other candidates they are now interviewing to bring in, or how's that going to work?
Yeah, from what I understand, it's three or four other guys. They all have NFL experience.
Okay.
Uh, they
Now we
all
know.
have they all have NFL experience. Pretty much the majority of the staff at Morehouse are NFL guys. The guys who played in the NFL, might have coached in the NFL. Like Bassard. He's at Montana State Northern, but he was at UCLA for a while. Then he was at SMU as a running back coach for a while up under June Jones when June Jones was there. Then he took a high school job. Then he went up to Montana State Northern. So a lot of these guys have had some type of coaching experience in the NFL or the XFL or USFL or whatever you want to call it. But most of these guys that's on the staff has played in the NFL. We talking about a Bob Whitfield who played in the NFL for 12, 15 years with the Atlanta Falcons as his offensive line coach. The guy made 6 or 7 Pro Bowls. Now, a lot of people ain't gonna know who Bob Whitfield was, a football player, but his wife or his ex-wife was on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Sherry or Sharia, whatever her damn name is, I don't damn know.
Yeah.
But he played in the NFL for the Falcons for a while. Hardy Nickerson, who's the defensive coordinator, played in the NFL for a while. Played with Derek Brooks down in Tampa Bay, up on the Coach Dungy, won the ring with Coach Dungy down in Tampa Bay as a linebacker. So some of these guys have a lot of NFL experience. I'm hearing that Mohammed Sanu might be coming on to the staff. And if, some of y'all who don't know who Mohammed Sanu is, he was a big time quarterback coming out of high school, went to Rutgers and switched over to wide receiver, and then was drafted into the NFL, played with the Falcons for a little while, and I want to say when they played with the Eagles for a year or two. So he has
He
some,
was the opposite of Julio Jones.
yeah. So you got some guys who's gonna play at the highest level, who's gonna be on the coaching staff.
If Mohammed Sanu pulls up, that's big. You want to talk about
And
recruiting pitches. That's
yeah,
big.
and Muhammad and Mr. Sadu he lives locally. He lives out in Gwinnett County. Uh, I know this because my youngest son plays football with them for the North Gwinnett Bulldogs. So
Mm.
that's how I know that he lives in the area. Everything that goes along with this, but I think that he will be a very, very, very good pickup for Morehouse if they can if they can get him to sign on.
Yeah, let me tell you this, Damian. What I'm seeing from Morehouse and Clark right now, we're seeing two different dichotomies of programs going around. I'm looking at Morehouse kind of like the Patriots, whereas you got like to kind of Bill Belichick, as a little more defensive oriented around the trenches, a little more reclusive. Then you look at Clark Atlanta, feels much more like the Miami Dolphins, Mike McDaniel. Let's just let it hang. We got some guys, we got an offense. Let's see what we can do. moving forward in this whole situation, what do you think of this? What do you think? You see it building. What do you think of this?
Going back to what you were just saying about, I would not have said Mike McDaniels. Damn him.
He black.
I know he black, but damn him. I would have went like Bill Belichick with the defense, and then I would have went with Mike Martz out with the Rams as the offense.
Right.
Two totally different styles of play. Belichick's was going to be really conservative on offense because he knew his defense was going to do what they done. And Mike Martz like, hey, Kurt Warner, you're going to throw this thing to Isaac Bruce and Torrey Hope and Eddie Kennison, and we're gonna let these things hang. And if they can keep up, they can keep up. We don't care if we give up 25 to them because we're gonna score 40. Right. So it's a little bit of the same thing.
Opposites.
Yep, complete opposites. I know Morehouse just got a couple commits from a couple younger, couple high school kids from around the area within the past 2 weeks. I'm thinking that Coach Keaton, the offense will be okay. They're trying to rebuild that defense to get to where he wanted to be, where they can be championship worthy. He might not get there this year. He might not get there next year. That might be a 3 to 5 year thing for him to get that defense to where he wants to get it to. But the offense is going to be. Let's go from day one. He's an offensive mind coach, so that's his thing. Shit, you got to outscore us. So, and I think that with Coach Mathis, I think that with the staff that he got, there's going to be a little bit more balance. It might be 60% defense, 40% offense, and that can shift throughout the year, where the offense might be more than what the defense is. But I think that the defense is going to be ahead of the offense right now, and probably to start the year off. And the offense might be able to kick it into gear game 3, game 4, game 5. But I'm thinking that Coach Keith, when they touch down in Fort Valley on August the 31st, their offense is going to be in high gear. You just got to figure out they just have to figure out what their defense is going to be. So that's kind of some of the stuff with that. They just got to figure out what their defense is going to be, and they got some pieces on defense, but we don't know if that defensive scheme is going to change any or not. We saw Allen last year against Fort Valley, where we had the watch party. We also saw Allen last year against Kentucky State, where Kentucky State jumped out on them 33-7. Allen ended up winning the game 38-33, but it took a heroic David Wright to get them to that game, to get them that win. So you looking at it, most defense is going to be better than Kentucky State, maybe not. So that's how you looking at it. It's either we're gonna have to outscore some people until our defense get to where we want for it to be, but he's gonna have the pieces in place where if they do get in the shootouts, he's gonna be ready. He's gonna have those pieces in play. Like we talked a couple weeks ago. They got those receivers back. He got the kid Amon from Allen. He got this kid Virgil from Lane. So we know what that receiving room looked like. You know what I mean? We know we have seen David Wright for 2 years, and we know what he can do with the ball. We know, they lost Kenzie, but they got Douglas back. They got the Gibbs kid back. On offense, they got plenty of pieces. They're gonna be up. There's gonna be a trap meet with them. It is plenty of pieces on offense. It's gonna depend on how their offensive line hold up, and they had one of the better offensive lines last year. And then we're also gonna have some, and this is for Morehouse and for Clark. We're gonna have some kids who's gonna leave after the spring. So that's also gonna be, we're gonna have to keep an eye on that as well. Which kid leaves after the spring ball because he don't feel that he's gonna get a fresh shake with playing, or whatever. So we